Welcome back to my H1Z1 survival tutorial series. We've got a friend outside. Well, this camper's kind of nice. It's, these strewn about papers, a couple of random books. I'll never read them, but a few broken bottles. But, this really isn't mine. I want, like, a place for me. Let's say we do that today. Let's take care of our friend outside. Oops. Alright. He had something on it. Some goggles. Well, those are awesome. Of course, the goggles do nothing. But if I'm not wearing a motorcycle helmet, they look sweet. So, we actually already discovered a recipe last session for this basic shack and a basic shack door. Let's say we make those. If we look, it's 3 planks and 5 sticks for the door, 20 planks and 10 sticks for the shack itself. Hit these couple of cars. I apparently already searched them. Now where do we want to go? That building off there in the distance is a larger player built structure. We don't want to build too close to that. In a PvP server, you probably don't even want to walk too close to it unless somebody inside tries to take a few pot shots on you. But we're going to head over here to the west. We want to get a little closer to the middle of the map so we can explore around later. So I'm just gonna have a little run. In order to not totally bore you out of your skull, I fast-forwarded this part here, just kind of running across the field, avoiding any zombies, keeping a basic lookout against other players. Probably not as careful as I should be. But right up here, I actually stopped for a second because at that camp, a water bottle. So, close to full on inventory though, so we gotta start picking and choosing what we want to keep. I get that water bottle, continue on. My basic goal here is just looking for somewhere that might be nice. We want water, we want food, we want a decent location. And looks like we're about to come up to something. Okay, so I ran for a little ways here. Trying to find this nice spot to set up this first shack. Somewhere that's you want a place that we can get access to water. You don't want a place that's too obvious so you get attacked constantly. Maybe a place near some berries like this, because then you could use the berries for food. But you also want to be kind of by something that you can get some loot from. I see that looks like a pretty big base built up here. This is actually a great spot. I see there's a couple of little houses here. Those will have stuff in them. You're in the woods a little bit. Boom. There we go. Oh, I'm too full. I can't get anything from them anyway. There's a bunch of little houses. Plenty of trees. These bushes nearby. Blackberries. So, these guys doing a great job. They're surviving. They're thriving at this point. And as you can see, a ton of water. You just walk to the edge of it and bam, you have water. There's actually a town over there. That is going to be Cranberry, one of the 3 towns I mentioned on the map. So, yeah, this position like this would be excellent. of course, it being an excellent position, you have to worry about other people wanting that spot. So that's a problem. Since these guys are well established here, I have no intention of intruding on them. Head a little bit over here. Because the most important thing we want is we want a central position. So, let's say if I were to put it say the woods right there, I could check that house for loot, check that truck for loot. It's not too far up there for water, though on a PvP server I probably wouldn't want to use that water with all those bases there. They're probably quite defensive of it. Excuse me. No, definitely wouldn't want to use that. I'd want to use a different water source. There's a little place up there that could provide loot. Maybe I'll go somewhere where I can get kind of close to it. So we'll head south a little bit here. Now, of course, your first basic shack, you don't have to, you know, it's not a, we're not getting married here. It's not that huge of a commitment. We can build as many of these basic shacks as we want and move them around. And in fact, maybe at the first, you do. You place one here. If I die and spawn somewhere real far away, I can put a basic shack there. So I've got multiple homes. Let's see what we can find right over this hill. A wolf. Right. There he goes. He's making me flinch, apparently. So, that one actually hurt me a little bit. I'm down to 50% health. Let's say we use one of these bandages. The bandages you start with are gauze. They're very basic. You can't craft with them, but they do the same thing as a bandage, so most people just call them bandages. If we right click and use it, it takes a few seconds and it gives us the buff bandage healing. Over 10 seconds or so, it restores 10% of your health. So there it goes. Flipped out a little bit there. I went to 61 and then back to 60 immediately. But roughly 10%. And you can use multiple bandages at once, or not at once, but at the same time to stack up that healing. So we'll go ahead and use another one. And then while that one's going on, we'll use another one. Now, more important than healing your health, bandages stop bleeding. Anytime you get attacked, you can start bleeding from it, and those bandages will slow that bleeding or stop it. There's minor bleeding, moderate bleeding, severe bleeding, and each bandage will roughly drop you a tier. Okay. We're almost over to some water, I believe. Plenty of trees here. There's that road that led into that little rest area. Let's see what we've got in here. Ooh. More housing. And I don't see nearby a player-built base or anything. Well, that's excellent. Oh, And I see down in the valley, I can see that there's some water. So this is probably a great place to set up. It's a turned over van. Yeah, this would be a great place to set us up for our first little shop. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's find again what we needed. I'll even put it like right here. Okay. So what did we need to make that basic shack? 20 planks and 10 sticks. And we know that a wood log gives us 2 planks. So we need to bring some logs back here. But I can't carry them. Well, gonna have to drop some stuff off here and come back for it. Now, you don't want to leave things just on the ground in the world for too long. They will disappear. But for just a little bit, it's not a big deal. I heard you. You are interrupting me. Alright. Oh. Well, I'm actually a little bit tired. When you're tired, you run slower. And the only way to get untired is to rest in a bed. We can't make any sort of bed yet, so we'll have to find one in a house. Luckily, pretty much any house will have a bed somewhere. There's one right there. Resting. It does takes 20 seconds. So you are vulnerable while you're resting. You can quit your rest if somebody does jump you, but let's just wait it out. Perfect. Now instead of being tired down here, we are well rested. It gives us increased movement speed, and it makes your health regenerate a lot faster while you're well rested. So we're already back to 100%. Excuse me. So let's get these trees cut real quick so we can make our basic shack. And I'm gonna go back to the spot where we dropped our stuff, and we're gonna work from there. So there's our stuff. I'm going to drop this hatchet because it weighs a lot and gives us some room to carry a few logs at a time. And we're going to harvest some trees. So I want to drop all 4 of those wood logs, so I'm going to hold shift while I drag them over, so I can drop 4. And go back to chopping. You see my axe is missing there. That's just a bug. It doesn't drop the durability on it, it just wastes a little bit of time. I can't say for certain, but I think being on the lower part of a tree, if it's on a hill at all, it seems like it helps keep that from happening. So get some more logs. That's 8 logs, which will yield 16 planks. So we're making progress. Now, of course, while doing this, you do want to be keeping an eye out. a large tree falling over, that can be seen from a long ways. You know, any of those trees, I would easily be able to see if they fell over. So you are going to draw attention to yourself on a PvP server. Notice a theme developing, so yeah, you do want to be careful for that. We're at 11, so that's enough to make all the planks we need. Let's click shack. Let's make it. If we click to craft it, it's going to start breaking apart the logs into planks for us. And it's going to drop the ones we can't carry on the ground. And then it's going to put those into sticks. So there we go. Got a bunch of sticks. Got a bunch of planks. Not quite there though. We've got 10 sticks, so we got all the sticks we need. But we don't have all the planks. Oh, but we do. We just need to make that log into planks. So let's click it again. There we go. So we got planks. We got 10 planks. So we need 10 more. Hi there. Got me. Okay. So we've got 10 planks, 10 sticks. Are all the sticks on the ground? Yeah, I'm not carrying them. Okay. So let's get 5 more logs. And there are well rested. It's getting dark. Having trouble finding them. There's my stuff. And one more. So as you can see, it does take a little bit of work to get yourself a little bit of shelter from the zombie apocalypse. But I feel it's worth it, and things can only get better from there. So now we've got everything we need. Let's go. Was that my footsteps? I heard footsteps. So this game is actually very good at getting you immersed. You do find yourself getting paranoid as you play. Alright, let's get that basic shack made. That'll chop the rest of these planks up, or logs into planks. And it's going to build us that basic shack. Alright, there it is. I dropped the logs because we do want to pick up our shack. It takes up 100 bulk, and now that we've got it, we can place it. And there it is. You can see the opening for it, and you can see it's really not much. It's 3.5 walls and kind of a roof. It doesn't even have a floor, but it's home. There it is. Wonderful. Now, what do we need to make the door for it? 3 planks and 5 sticks. We might have enough. Let's click that craft button. Alright, we did. We had enough to make that shack door. So now we've got our shack. We just place the door, and as you can see, it kind of snaps in when it's at the right spot. Can't place it anywhere freestanding. Has to go over the door. So I click, and now we've got a door. E to open, E to close. I'm going to pick up my belongings. And I am going to go inside my new home. As you can see, it can only fit like 4 people standing straight up. But that's okay, it's a start. Actually, it's an end. We're going to stop right here. If this video was helpful for you, just give me a thumbs up. That helps me out. And I will see you guys next time, and we'll maybe add some amenities to our new abode. Take care.